Winter is coming and Spokane County is getting ready. Tonight, we look at their winter operations plan.
Hopefully you've been enjoying the summer-like warmth because I'm tracking big changes on the way just in time for the weekend, including some much-needed rain and a big drop in temperatures.
Rathdrum kicks off a push to revitalize its downtown. The city explains how this project will make downtown safer. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. For KREM 2 News at 5, I'm Christian Garza. Mark has the night off. Well, it will be business as usual for Spokane County this winter. Road crews will rely on some old standbys and equipment and prioritizing snowplow routes. KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy shows us that plan.
It's the warmest day of the week, and we're talking snow and ice. That's because Spokane County's Public Works Department is ready to roll this winter. Spokane County is responsible for the largest road system in the state, more than 5,100 lane miles, and they get started well before the first storm. While there are no new additions to this winter's plan, the county has fully implemented snow gates, created and built by the county's own crews.
It's been a huge success, and we have now equipped nearly every single one of our graders with those snow gates. Now, we do want to let folks know that those snow gates are used only in our residential areas, sort of those curbed neighborhood settings.
Commissioner Josh Kern says that's led to less complaints about blocked driveways. The crews will also use liquid and dry de-icers, along with a salt-sand mixture. But there's another tool in the arsenal to combat icy conditions.
The county has recently installed special devices on our graders. The blade attachment is called the shark tooth, and they chew through that layer of ice and they can get down to the ground and give you that traction.
Once that big equipment does hit the streets, you can stay up to date on priority routes and track plow progress at Spokane County's Public Works website. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Switching things over to weather tonight. It was a warm day here in the inland northwest to be talking about snow, but cooler weather is on the way. For a look at the forecast now, let's check in with meteorologist Michelle Boss. Michelle, what can people expect kind of going into this weekend weather-wise?
You'll probably want to bring the jackets out of the closet, even though that's probably the farthest thing on your mind today. We did not hit a record high today, but it was pretty close. The Spokane airport looks like they topped out at 79 degrees, and we're still seeing some upper 70-degree temperatures across the region right now. Did get into the lower 80s at Felts Field in the Spokane Valley. It was upper 70s in the Coeur d'Alene area, but we are definitely going to see some changes over the weekend. We'll squeeze in one more mild day tomorrow, but as you can see, beautiful dry conditions all across the region with lots of sunshine, and short-term forecast shows dry weather for the evening. Not going to be quite as chilly tomorrow morning. We'll see lows in the upper 40s and lower 50s. And again, we'll still get one more day in the 70s tomorrow. Do have a chance of showers for tomorrow afternoon, but a better chance of seeing wet weather this weekend. The wind's going to be coming in on Saturday, the clouds, the rain. And you can see we'll go from highs in the 70s to near 80 to highs only in the 50s.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Well, Dan Haley took the helm of the Rathdrum Police Department last week. Haley has a decades-long career in law enforcement, starting with his decades spent with the Colorado State Patrol. Most recently, he spent 2 years as a detective with the Coeur d'Alene Police Department. He replaces former Chief Tommy McLean, who retired back in June. Haley says he wants to speak to the community about the changes they want to see. Post Falls is saying farewell to its police chief. Chief Greg McLean says he'll be retiring from the department next week. Now, McLean spent all of his more than 30 years in public service in Post Falls. He started as an animal control officer back in 1989 before working his way up to chief in 2017. The city says Captain Jason Mueller will serve as interim chief starting this Saturday. In Spokane tonight, the man accused of pointing a gun at a Gonzaga student in the University District back in May faced a judge this afternoon. Spokane police say John Pacheco Perez started following the GU student back to his dorm in his car. He then pulled out a gun and pointed it at the student, thinking his red hat meant he was part of a rival gang. The student was able to get away and clarify that he was wearing a St. Louis Cardinals hat. Now, police say Pacheco Perez has 16 felony convictions on his record. He faces both second-degree assault and unlawful possession of a firearm charges and had bond set at $30,000. And a judge sentenced the Spokane man who shot a man in his car on the Lower South Hill on New Year's Eve in 2022 to more than 30 years in prison. A jury found Elijah Harvey guilty last month after nearly a year. Detectives with Spokane Police's Major Crimes Unit connected Harvey and his accomplice to the shooting through eyewitnesses. Police say the victim and suspects knew each other and described it as a targeted attack. The jury sentenced Harvey's accomplice to just under 3 years in prison last week. Coming up on KREM 2 News at 5, in about 2.5 minutes, Israel and Hamas sign a ceasefire deal to end the war in Gaza. We look at the hurdles to peace that still remain. And Idaho State Police aims to step up its recruiting efforts, why applications are down, and what it means for public safety. That story is in 8 minutes.